In this video, I'll show you how you can actually create your own VPC. It's pretty simple. So all you have to do is you have to log into your console. So once you are in your console, you'll get something like this, your AWS management console. In the services section, which is AWS services, all you have to do is simply type in VPC and you get VPC isolated cloud resources. Good. You click on that. As soon as you click on that, you'll see that you get something like a VPC dashboard, which shows what all different VPCs that are available, the kind of subnets. See, remember, these are the different components. When you create a VPC, all these different components get created. The subnets, the routing tables, network ACLs, NAT gateways, all these things. So this is a kind of dashboard from wherein you can have a look at all the different resources. So now to keep things simple, we have to use something like a VPC wizard. We just simply say launch VPC wizard. Now you're given two different options, that whether you want to create only a single subnet or you want to create multiple subnets. So we'll actually use the second one, which is the VPC with public and private subnet. As I showed you in my figure, that we will create a VPC with two subnets, the public subnet, which is for a web server, and the private subnet, which we'll actually use for the database server. Right, and here you can just read about it, that the public subnet will have a NAT instance and a private subnet also gets created. A NAT instance is nothing but, as it says, network address translation. It is a NAT instance in a public subnet of the VPC actually enables the instances in the private subnet to initiate the outbound traffic to the internet. Right. Okay, so all we have to do is just simply do a select on this, and this is the kind of form that opens up. So let's try to take the options that are there. So we get a CIDR block. So we use the simple CIDR block, which is 10.0.0/16. I told you that with /16 you get something like 65536 IP addresses. But here you'll see that it's actually showing you 5 less. The reason for that is because the 5 IP addresses actually are reserved by AWS. So you can't make use of those IP addresses. And these are the first 4 IP addresses and the last IP addresses. That's why you get something like a figure which is actually lesser than 65536. So the next says IPv6. No, we are not going to use IPv6. Next, you have to give a VPC name. Let's call it VPC-demo. Okay, and just to keep things simple, we are creating a public subnet and we are creating a private subnet. Remember, the public subnet is on 0.0 and private subnet is on 1.0. Okay, again the same thing. You can see 251 IP addresses, although it should be 256 IP addresses because your CIDR notation is 24. So as I said, the 5 IP addresses are reserved, so you have to subtract that figure and you get 251. Here you are given a preference, whether you want to choose your availability zone or you want AWS to choose a availability zone for based on its understanding of where it wants to place the resources. Okay, let's try and choose it as US West 2A, and this is our public subnet. All good. And as I said, to keep things simple, I'm actually going to use one availability zone. And so in the same availability zone, we have a public subnet and we have a private subnet. Okay, cool. And then as I showed you that we'll use a NAT instance. So NAT instance, you can just choose a very small instance in the micro. You don't want to choose a big one for demo purposes because there, as it clearly says, instance rate applies. So you just keep the smallest one. We won't be connecting to the NAT instance, so we can just keep it as no key pair. And you say enable DNS names, yes, and hardware tenancy we keep it as default. We don't want to go dedicated, and we just simply click on create VPC and just see in the background what's happening. It's actually creating all the different resources for you. So it is creating the subnet, it is actually creating the routing tables for you, and right now you can see it's actually creating the NAT instance as we showed, as it was shown in the figure, and it's actually showing, okay, now the NAT instance is created and it's enabling DNS. Okay, cool. So you can see your VPC has successfully been created. So you can launch the instances into the subnet of your VPC. So the kind of boundary that we wanted to form has now been created for us. It's a boundary of the area, or the IP network range in which we have to work. It has now been created, and it is as simple as that. So if I simply go to your VPCs now, I can see that there should be something like VPC demo here. Cool. So this is the one that we've just created based on the site annotation /16. If you want to have a look in more detail on this, so you can always click on this and get the description of it. Right, you can see the CIDR block notation. That's exactly the one that we used, and yeah, pretty much. And this is the internal name that it will actually use. So this is the name that we've given, but it has a specific VPC ID, and in most of the resources, when you'll see that this ID is actually used. So you should always be able to map this ID with this VPC name. So folks, I believe now you've got quite good amount of confidence that how you can actually create your own VPC. And remember, all throughout our demos of creating databases, creating web servers, we will be creating all our resources inside this VPC, which is the VPC-demo. Thanks for watching.